Happy Rosh Chodesh. Good morning. Today is Friday, February 12th, 2021. Today is Rosh Chodesh Adar. Tomorrow is the first day of Adar, and that is the day that kicks in Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. When the month of Adar enters, which is this Shabbos, a special Shabbos, our joy is increased, is enhanced. It's not just that our joy is increased and enhanced, we are required to increase our joy. We are required to enhance our joy. And part of that is to plan how we will celebrate Purim this year. We, the Jewish people, have celebrated Purim for about 2,400 years with enthusiasm and joy. And we've done it during wartime, we've done it in ghettos, we've done it even in concentration camps. Many situations much more dire than we face today. But we do face challenges with COVID, with the situation that we're going through, health issues, social issues, etc. And we need to show ourselves, and we need to show our children, and we need to show the world that we can summon the joy, we can raise our morale to celebrate the miracle of Purim this year. One challenge this year that is not COVID related is that Purim falls on the night, Thursday night and Friday. In the mitzvah of Purim Su'uda, to enjoy a festive meal that includes washing and making hamotzi, and some opinions hold should include meat if you like meat, but any food would be okay as long as it's celebratory and you enjoy it. That mitzvah only applies during the day of Purim. This year it's Friday. But we're not allowed to have a meal late on Friday afternoon because of the approach of Shabbos in order to properly celebrate Shabbos. I know there are some who celebrate Purim with a meal late on Friday afternoon flowing into Shabbos, thus joining the two. So that is a custom that some people have, but it is clear from halakhic sources that that is not the preferred approach. Rather, the festive Purim Su'uda meal should be held Friday morning for breakfast, or maybe for brunch, or even for lunch, as long as we finish eating by 2:45 p.m. Clearly, the main issue this year is COVID, and just as clearly, protecting health takes priority over all aspects of Purim. The question will be how we try to navigate both, relying under these extraordinary circumstances on lenient opinions that we would not normally follow. Clearly, the Su'uda, the festive meal on Friday, must be without any additional people other than those that we are legally, legitimately, and safely allowed to have. And this will be a time when Zoom or FaceTime may come in very handy to be able to virtually join together with our family and friends as we're celebrating Purim. There is a mitzvah of shalach manos to send gifts to our friends. I suggest, in order to be able to stay away from contact as much as possible, that we utilize the minimum obligation of shalach manos, which is 2 gifts of food to at least one person. And of course, that should be done in a safe manner. Also, keep in mind, many people are very concerned about food that comes into their homes. Even if we are to give food to people, there is a very good likelihood it may go to waste because people may be uncertain about it. And that's another reason to limit the amount of shalach manos that we give out this year. Matanos Levyonim, another mitzvah of Purim, perhaps the most important mitzvah of Purim, is to give gifts to at least to individuals in need in order to enhance their celebration, and that should be emphasized this year. Every year I emphasize, the Rambam says that the attention and the effort and the expense that is allotted to giving gifts to the poor should be greater than all of the other expenses we have for Purim, because there is no joy before God like the joy of enabling others to be able to celebrate who, without our help, might not be able to do so. And certainly this year, that should be the emphasis of our efforts on Purim. This can be done remotely with credit card donations. Certainly this year, it can be done even in advance of Purim, and I and other rabbis will be collecting funds and distributing them in a safe manner. And so I urge you to fulfill that mitzvah as fully as possible. The primary challenge, of course, relates to hearing the Megillah. Now, normally, hearing the Megillah, the Purim story, must be in person. And it should be Thursday night after dark, and then again on Friday morning. Because of the current limits on the numbers who can attend an in-person minyan, and also because, regardless of those numbers, there are many who are not comfortable to attend in person in any event, and certainly anyone who is not feeling well or has any other compromise may not attend in person. So this year we will be making use of two leniencies we would not normally rely on, and that is as follows. Number one, the proper time for hearing the Megillah on Thursday night is when it gets dark, this year in Montreal, about 6:15 p.m. There is a lenient opinion that allows hearing the Megillah earlier, even as earlier as sunset, which is 5:37 p.m. here in Montreal. There's even a minority of a minority opinion that allows reading the Megillah, hearing the Megillah even earlier from the time of Plag, which is 4:28 p.m. here in Montreal. We will have multiple Megillah readings on Thursday night and Friday. We will attempt to have as many as we can possibly hold, as many as there are people who want to come. We will be starting Megillah reading at about 4:30 p.m. We will have a Megillah reading at 4:30, and then we'll keep going as much as we can. And hopefully, we will be able to include in person as many people as are willing to come, given the limitations we have. Multiple services Thursday night and also multiple services Friday morning, opportunities to hear the Megillah. We hope to share the exact schedule in the coming days. The second leniency relates to the requirement to hear the Megillah in person. Hearing it virtually is not permitted according to almost all halakhic authorities, but there is a very small minority opinion that would allow hearing the Megillah from a kosher parchment, read virtually, such as on Zoom, in extraordinary circumstances where we clearly find ourselves. We will offer a Zoom Megillah reading on Thursday night, as well as a Zoom Megillah reading on Friday morning. Again, we hope to publicize the details and the schedule soon. So there is a hierarchy. If a person is able to attend in person and at the preferred time, that's the first preference. If a person can attend in person but at a less preferable time, is right after sunset or even right after Plag, that's the second most preferable way. And if the only thing that a person could do is to listen on Zoom, they should certainly do that. It is the best way that they will be able to fulfill the mitzvah this year. With all of these issues, of course, our challenge this year will be to, number one, protect ourselves and others, to protect our health, and at the same time celebrate Purim with true simcha, joy, and enthusiasm. And we have to make it happen. It will not happen by itself. So I suggest we start practicing. And we can start practicing tonight and tomorrow, the beginning of Adar, Mishanichnas Adar, Marbim Besimcha. When Adar enters, we must enhance and increase our joy. Look for reasons to be joyful. Look for ways to celebrate. We have 2 weeks to practice. Let's start this Shabbos. My friends, I wish you a great day, a happy, joyous, and wonderful Shabbos. Let's look forward to a fantastic month of Adar and celebrating Purim. And I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.